These are the top 5 best class setups in Black Ops 7. These are all very easy to use with basically no recoil. We're going to start out with the Maddox RFB. This thing is absolutely broken and easily the best assault rifle in the game. So we're going to give you guys this version and the gunfighter version. First thing you're going to want to put on is a Lethal Tools Elo. This is, in my opinion, the best optic to actually have on there. It just makes your line of fire pretty easy to actually see versus everything else is a little cluttered and congested. So next we put on the secret sauce, the muzzle brake RL556 brake. This thing is absolutely incredible. It's actually, in my opinion, better than the Red Wolf 556 compensator, but if you don't have this unlocked yet, then use the Red Wolf for now. Afterwards, put on the 21-inch turbine booster barrel for the mid-range, damage range, horizontal recoil control, and recoil stabilization. You lose some bullet velocity and aiming out of sway, but it's not a big deal. Next, we're going to put on the Billing extended mag. This is absolutely incredible. I don't think you need 60 rounds. I think 50 is more than enough. It gets the job done. If you want to put 40 for no cons, that's cool too, but I think this is actually pretty incredible. Next, we're going to go with the Route Stride stock for the aim walking movement speed and aim down sight speed. And this is the 5 attachment build. I'm going to show you guys how it actually plays out. This thing is so good. Like I said, it really takes no effort to actually use this gun. And the fact that like it doesn't take many bullets to kill is one of my favorite weapons to actually use right now. You guys see the reload is really nice. You have plenty of bullets to work with. The recoil is very, very low. And actually the aim walking movement speed is actually incredible too. So with that being said, this is a fantastic build to try out. But if you guys want a gunfighter version, for the sake of it, for the underbarrel, what you will put on is the VAS Drift Lock foregrip. Or if you don't want to use that, you can use something along the lines of the Quick Step foregrip if you just want to have better movement. Or if the EAM Steady 90 grip for movement and horizontal and sprinting movement speed. These are kind of the only choices I would recommend. After that, for the rear grip, I would suggest putting the Faraday Quick Grip if you care about ADS. If you want to be a more movement type player, then the Halix Mixed Grip would be the best choice. Afterwards, for the fire mods, I would suggest putting on the 5.56 NATO overpressured or the buffer springs. It depends. Like if you want more bullet velocity, then this is the move. But if you want even less recoil, then this is the move. And then you would try that out, and it's honestly going to be even more broken. I don't care about the laser. I don't think that you would actually be able to even fit it on there. But if you did put the laser on there, then maybe the laser for recoil stabilization somehow. I don't know how that works, but hey. Next, we are going to go with the MPC-25. This SMG has recently got buffed over the updates and stuff, and this is very good. Honestly, it's one of the better SMGs in the game now. It used to be trash, but they really fixed up. So first thing I would suggest is the KNS compensator. If you don't want to use this, you can use the KNS Stalker 57X for the recoil stabilization, staying off the minimap, but I think this is the best choice overall. Afterwards, we're going with the 14.5 VAS Ash Barrel for the damage range, the cost of aim down sight speed. Not really a big deal. I just think that this does the best job. Afterwards, put on the VAS Drift Lock foregrip for the horizontal recoil control. This is what I like using, my personal preference. If you don't want to use this, then you can use something along the lines of the Flow Guard foregrip, but I like this one the best. Afterwards, the Sustained 25 extended for the 40 round mag. I mean, you can use the 50, but I just don't think it's necessary. This isn't a super fast firing gun, so I think this is more than enough. Finally, the Photonic adaptive grip for the dive to fire, slide to fire, aim down sight speed, and jumping aim down sight speed. When you put these all together, go into the firing range, this is what you're going to experience. This thing is so easy. One of the stronger weapons to actually use. It doesn't take many bullets to kill. The only thing I would like kind of avoid is like you see long range is kind of like more shaky. That's kind of what I would avoid. But short range, good. Medium, good. Long range, you have to have a good shot on you. So that's where I would suggest keeping your gunfights. Afterwards, what we're going to go to next is the Dravic. The Dravic has honestly always been one of the better weapons in the game. I would say the best weapon in the game for a long time. So first thing we're going to put on is the Bowen 45 suppressor. If you don't care about being off the minimap, then you can put on the Hawker Series 45. But honestly, with this build, there's no recoil as it is. So I just don't think you need to waste another attachment for a recoil build when it already has no recoil. So Bowen 45 suppressor is the best option. Then the 19-inch EAM horizontal barrel for the damage range, the cost of aim down sight speed, which is not a big deal. The Gator extended mag gives you 48 bullets. This is honestly just the best choice. You don't need 60. Afterwards, put on the Herald Z1 grip for the dive to fire, slide to fire, aim down sight speed, and jumping aim down sight speed. Last but not least, the Serval Q step stock for the aim walking movement speed and aim down sight speed. You lose some flinch resistance, but it's not a big deal. Going to the firing range is what you're going to experience. This thing does not move. It's one of the better weapons in my opinion. Like I said, this thing has like no recoil, which is ridiculous, and just does a good job in multiplayer. It does a good job in Warzone too, so if you pick this up, I mean, don't be afraid to use it. I would suggest a gunfighter class, but you don't really need one. Like, I can't even tell you guys to use like a rapid fire build because I don't really think it's worth it. But if you want to throw a rapid fire or more recoil control, you can, or more bullet velocity. I don't think this needs an optic, but if you want to throw an optic on there, you can as well. But I just don't think it needs a gunfighter build. The Ryden 45K is one of my favorite SMGs in the game. It's actually incredible. Does a fantastic overall job. I still think it dominates more close range, but with that being said, Hawker Series 45. This is perfect for this gun for the vertical recoil control. Afterwards, the 10.5 Greaves whiptail barrel for the damage range and bullet velocity. I think this is the best choice. You lose some aim down sight speed, but that's okay. Afterwards, put on the lateral precision grip for the horizontal recoil control. This is a fantastic attachment. If you don't want to have this, the EAM is very good for you, or the flow guard once again. Afterwards, put on the forward breech mag for the 50 bullets in your magazine. This thing is incredible. You want to have this. It doesn't really, I mean, I know it shows cons, but the cons really aren't that bad, trust me. Afterwards, you're going to want to have the eruption grip for the dive to fire, slide to fire, aim down sight speed, and jumping aim down sight speed. Then we're going to put on the ventral stock for aim walking movement speed, and aim down sight speed to cause flinch resistance. The LTI swift point laser for aim down sight speed and sprint to fire speed. There's really no better alternative if you wanted to throw this on there. And then the recoil sync unit. Now, if you're just going to go with 5 attachments, you can take this off. You could probably keep the muzzle, keep the barrel, keep the underbarrel. Most likely keep the the magazine and the rear. Take these off and then go into the firing range, and this is what you're going to experience. So it's still incredible. Long range is the only place where I would say be careful, because I can control the recoil at long range, but like not everyone can. So I would say be careful at long range gunfights. You might not do that good. But finally, the Kogat. The Kogat is an absolutely busted SMG, probably one of the best SMGs in the game right now. The fire rate is incredible, and it's actually super easy to control, so make sure you're throwing on the Hawker Series 45 for the vertical recoil control. If you don't want to throw this on there, then I mean, maybe the Hawker 9 break, but I would suggest keeping this or the silencer. You don't need a barrel. Honestly, this thing does not need a barrel, so you can just keep that off. For the underbarrel, the VAS Drift Lock foregrip for the horizontal recoil control. Once again, you can throw on the EAM Steady 90 for the movement and horizontal recoil and sprinting movement speed if you want to, but I think this is the best choice. It moves pretty quick too, trust me. Next, we're going with the Vex Expanse mag for the 50 rounds. If you don't care too much about the bullets, and they go fast, I'm just letting you guys know, and you want no cons, you can put on the 40 round. It's the Fortune Extended mag. The spotted agile grip for the aim down sight speed, but if you don't care about this, you can put on the Remedy light grip for the slide to fire, dive to fire, aim down sight speed, and jumping aim down sight speed. Completely up to you, whichever one you want. And then finally, the buffer springs for the horizontal and vertical recoil control. When you go into the fire range, this is what you're going to deal with. This thing just does not move. It's a fantastic weapon. Like, honestly, this is one of the more dangerous SMGs in the game. It gets the job done very easily, especially close range. People just aren't going to be able to compete with you. And just universally, I would suggest Flak Jacket, Scavenger, and Looper. I think you don't get Scout, but Flak Jacket, Scavenger, and Looper do a good job. Semtex, make sure you have the high density on there. Stim, make sure you have the cleanse on there, so whenever you get like stunned or anything like that, you can just stim. Mute Field is the best thing you can have on. And make sure you have the null signature overclock. It keeps you off the minimap when your weapons are like unsuppressed. And honestly, this build is just the best build overall.